Hello, dear test takers. Welcome back to my Grammar for Success channel. I'm Koresh Babu, a retired lecturer in English from Hyderabad. In today's video, I'm going to teach you about voice, active voice, and passive voice. I hope that this grammatical aspect will be of great help and use to you for all your competitive examinations and also for the improvement of your spoken English skills. I therefore request all of you to watch this video till the end without skipping it in the middle. I also request you, if possible, please consider subscribing to my channel and if possible, share this video with your near and dear ones and also your friends. Thank you so much. And now let's get into the video. Voice. What is meant by this voice? Voice means very simple. Voice means the way of expressing a statement. The way of expressing a statement is called the voice. That means ఒక వాక్యాన్ని వ్యక్తపరిచే విధానమును వాయిస్ అంటారు. That is the Telugu meaning of that. I shall be using Telugu only here and there, very sparingly, not all over the video, only here and there. Whenever I feel that you need some Telugu meaning, I'll just use the Telugu words also for that. And here, the way of expressing a statement, that is voice. That means ఒక వాక్యాన్ని, ఒక విషయాన్ని వ్యక్తపరిచే విధానమును వాయిస్ అంటారు. That is there. And next, voice is of two types, and this voice is of two types. What are they? Active voice and passive voice. Okay, active voice and passive voice. All of you know very well about these two terms. You are well acquainted with these two words. I'm damn sure about that. But you should know the meaning of that, and you should know it's a concept. That's very important. And here, let me give you one example. Active voice example is given. Columbus discovered America. It's a very popular example. I have chosen this example to make you understand the concept of active voice and passive voice. So here, Columbus discovered America. What is the action of the sentence? Discovered. So this is the action of the sentence, and this action is grammatically called, what is that? Verb. Every action is called a verb. So here, discovered is the action, so it is called a verb grammatically, right? And who is the doer of this action? That is Columbus. So this is the doer of the action, and this doer of the action in grammatically called, is grammatically called the subject. So here, this is the action of the sentence. This is the doer of the action. So here, this doer of the action is called the subject. The action of the sentence is called a verb. So whenever the subject is placed before this verb, then that sentence is said to be in the active voice. What is the meaning of this active voice? Columbus discovered America. Columbus Americanu kanugonenu. That's the Telugu meaning of this. And one more very important thing I would like to tell you, that all the sentences that begin with a subject are said to be in the active voice. Okay, right. That point you have understood. Now let us change it into the passive voice. Okay, America was discovered by Columbus, and how it has been changed I will tell you later on. But here, you now tell me, what is the action of this sentence? Discovered, right? This is the action of the sentence, and this is again called a verb. And who is the doer of this action? Columbus. This is there. Okay, the subject. Okay, this is the doer of the action. The doer of the action is always the subject. Then where is this subject placed? After the verb. Okay, in the first sentence, the subject is placed before the verb. In the second sentence, the subject is placed after the verb. Okay, whenever the subject is placed before the verb, then that sentence is said to be in the active voice. Whenever the subject is placed after the verb, then that sentence is said to be in the passive voice. That's all. The meaning is just the same. Okay, Columbus Americanu kanugonenu. America Columbus cheta kanugonabadenu. Both convey the same meaning. There is no difference at all in meaning. So in this way, in our everyday life, we can speak, we can express our sentences either in the active voice or in the passive voice. And most of the time we speak only in the active voice, and occasionally we shall be using passive voice. And when we have to use this passive voice, I'm also going to tell you about that. Okay, and here, what is that? Now let us see the word order in the active voice. Okay, okay, active voice and passive voice. In the active voice, the subject is always placed at the beginning of the sentence, okay. Then what happens? Then verb will be there, then object, then etc. sentence will be there. So these three things must be there in a sentence if you want to change the sentence into passive voice, okay. This is the active voice word order. And now let us see the passive voice word order. What is that? First you have to use here object, okay. Whatever the object here you find out, that should be brought to the front position. Thereafter, according to the tense of the sentence, because every sentence is supposed to be in some tense or the other, okay. We have altogether three main tenses. Under these three main tenses, we have 12 subtenses, right? And here, according to the tense of the sentence, you have to use the helping verb. That's very important. And after that, what should you do? You have to use the past participle of the main verb. That is there. Main verb is there. You have to turn whatever may be the form here, V1 or V2 or V3 or V4, whatever it is, you must change this verb into past participle form. After that, you have to use the preposition by. After that, the subject should be placed, and etc. etc. means if at all there is any remaining sentence, that has to be written there. See, this is the word order of the active voice and the passive voice. Please keep this point in your mind. This is one important point you have now learnt. And now one more important thing I am going to tell you. What is that? If at all you want to learn about the active voice and passive voice, you have to know one very, very important thing, that is about the kinds of verbs, right? And now let us know about the kinds of verbs, right? Kinds of verbs, that's very important if you want to learn about the voice, okay. These kinds of verbs are important. And here there are, you can say, many varieties of verbs. From one angle, verbs are two kinds, transitive verbs and intransitive. That's one, you can say, from one angle. From another angle, verbs are of two kinds. What is that? Strong verbs and weak verbs. From another angle, verbs are of two kinds. What is that? Regular verbs, irregular verbs. And in this way, there are many varieties of verbs, and those names are given according to the duty they perform in the sentence, right? And here, kinds of verbs, and we are very much concerned with these kinds of verbs, okay. We have two kinds of verbs, okay. Two kinds of verbs. This is very important, okay. What are they? Transitive verbs, and then comes intransitive verbs. What are the transitive verbs? What are the intransitive verbs? We are going to learn about that, okay. Here you see transitive verbs are there. What are the transitive verbs? Transitive verbs are the verbs, okay, that take an object after them. That's very important. They take an object after them. Whenever a verb takes an object beside it, okay, you must call it a transitive verb. Okay, that means, directly speaking, transitive verbs means object taking verbs. Directly also you can say object taking verbs. Okay, object taking verbs. Then how to find whether the verb has taken an object or not means you have to go for the litmus test. What is that? You take the in the sentence there will be a verb. So what you should you must ask a question. What you must ask, you must ask this verb, what or whom, okay. When you question the verb with what or whom, you get some answer. That answer is called the direct object or object. And so here, I'll give you some examples here to make you understand. Here, a cow gives milk. Here, what is the verb, sir? Gives is the verb. And now, let us find out whether this verb has taken an object or not. Okay, a cow gives what? What? Milk. So milk is the object here. Okay, object. So since this verb is taking this milk, an object after it, this give is called a transitive verb. One more example here I would like to give you. They will practice cricket. What is the verb of the sentence? Okay, practice. They will practice what? Cricket. Cricket. So here this verb is taking beside it this object. So therefore this verb is called a transitive verb. Okay. One more example I would like to give you. Shilpa is watering the plants. This is the verb of the sentence. Okay. Shilpa is watering what? The plants, answer is given. So whatever the answer that comes when you question the verb with what or whom, that is called the object. Remember that. This is the object, and therefore as this verb has taken this object, this verb is called a transitive verb. And for whom also, I'll give you one example. I know Sheila. I know Sheila. Now, what is that? You ask this, you find out the object here. I know what? No answer. I know whom? Sheila. With what you get a thing, with whom you get a person. That is only there. So here, I know whom? Sheila. This is the object. So here, anyway, whether that verb takes an object, if the verb takes an object, then you must call that verb a transitive verb. So transitive verbs, the concept of transitive verbs you have now understood. Now let us learn about the concept of intransitive verbs. Come on, let's go to the next slide. Note, some transitive verbs take two objects after them. And one more important thing, most of the transitive verbs take only one object. Please keep this point in mind. Majority of the transitive verbs take only one object after them, but certain transitive verbs take two objects after them. How? Let us see that. One example I would like to give you. We have sent her greetings. Okay, we have sent what? So when you question the verb with what or who, we get the answer. That answer is called the direct object. But whenever we question the verb with to whom, okay, to whom or for whom, you get the answer. That answer is called the indirect object. Please keep those 2 points in mind. Okay, here we have sent what? Greetings. This is the direct object. We have sent greeting to whom? Her, indirect object. See, one more important thing I am going to tell you, that indirect object is generally a person and the direct object is generally a thing. Okay, please keep this point in your mind. And one more example I would like to give you here to make you understand. She teaches us English. Okay, she teaches what? English, direct object. And she teaches English to whom? To us. To whom? Us. So this is the indirect object. So you please practice this at home. When you question the verb with what, you get the direct object. When you question the verb with to whom or for whom, you get the indirect object. So questioning the verb with what and whom or to whom or for whom, so you must have that kind of practice. Because in the examination, on just looking at the verb, you understand whether the verb has taken an object or not. Sometimes the direct object will be very lengthy, in 3-4 words. Whatever may be that. When you question the verb with what or to whom, when you get the answer in 1 word or 2 words or 3 words, all that is said to be the object. Okay, here, so in this way, some verbs, some transitive verbs take 2 objects after them. And now let's go to the next aspect, that is, intransitive verbs. What are the intransitive verbs? So transitive verbs are over. Now intransitive verbs means verbs that do not take, okay, that do not take an object. So that is called intransitive verbs. Okay, they don't take objects. Transitive verbs take objects, intransitive verbs take no object. Even in Telugu also, sakarmaka kriyalu is there. So this is called in Telugu, what is Telugu grammar, badu dhatuvu, because in the passive voice, you get the meaning of badu. Columbus Americanu kanugonenu, active voice. Passive voice, what is that? America. Columbus cheta kanugona badenu, badu. So in Telugu there is an aspect called a grammatical aspect called badu dhatuvu. In the passive voice you get the meaning of badu. Okay, right. So sakarmaka kriyalu, akarmaka kriyalu in Telugu, and I don't want to, you can say, confuse you with those names. And here intransitive verbs means verbs that do not take an object. And here let us take some example. He slept under the tree. Now this is the verb, and now you question the verb with what or whom. He slept what? The very question is wrong and meaningless. Okay, he slept whom? Can you find an answer for this? So this is not a transitive verb, it is an intransitive verb. Okay, and one more thing is there. She sat on a sofa. She sat what? No answer. She sat whom? No answer. So this is an intransitive verb. And then go to the next one. They stood in the hot sun. They stood what? No answer. They stood whom? No answer. So in this way, and I went to the airport. I went what? Can you say what? The very questions are wrong. When the questions themselves are wrong, how can you expect to get an answer? So that's why what is that? These are all in this way intransitive verbs. Okay, akarmaka kriyalu, okay, sakarmaka kriyalu, whatever it is. Okay, and these things, this second point is also over. And now we are going to talk about the tenses. Okay, all the tenses cannot be changed into passive voice. Okay, but certain tenses or subtenses are there, okay, that cannot be changed into passive voice. That thing I am going to talk to you. After that, I'll show you how to change various tenses into passive voice. Okay, that is the point I'm going to do. Okay, right, now let's go to the next slide. Before going to learn about the next very important point, let me tell you one very important thing here. What is that? Only the transitive verbs that take an object can be changed into passive voice. This is a very important point. So far, I have taught you about the transitive verbs and also about the intransitive verbs. Okay, and now the main point here is only the transitive verbs that take an object can be changed into passive voice, and that means all the sentences that have an object in them can be changed into passive voice, and all the sentences in which there is no object cannot be changed into passive voice. And that means what is that? Intransitive verbs that do not take an object cannot be changed into passive voice. Please keep these 2 points in your mind. Only the transitive verbs can be changed into passive voice, and the intransitive verbs they cannot be changed into passive voice. So this is a very important point. And now let's go to the next important aspect. The subtenses that can be changed into passive voice are as follows. So before I just give you the list of the subtenses, okay, let me talk to you about the main tenses. Okay, we have 3 main tenses. Okay, present tense, past tense, and future tense. I'm not writing the word tense. Present, past, future, right? And under each tense, what is that? We have 4 subtenses, right? Under these 4 subtenses, simple, present, continuous, present perfect, present perfect, continuous, conti, that's all. Okay, perfect. So here also simple past, here I am writing the abbreviation, please. Simple past, past continuous, past perfect continuous, right? And here simple future, future continuous, future perfect continuous. Sir, under each tense, these are the main tenses. Under each main tenses, there are 4 subtenses. Okay, 4 plus 4 plus 4, all put together, we have 12 subtenses. Okay, of these 12 subtenses, you see, present perfect continuous tense, past perfect continuous tense, future perfect continuous tense. Okay, and future continuous tense. 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 subtenses do not have passive voice. That means if the sentence is in any one of these 4 subtenses, that cannot be changed into passive voice. Because if at all you try to change it into the passive voice, that looks unnatural, that looks very awkward. So that's why some teachers say they can change it, but I don't agree with them. That because we have to use 2 B forms together, and that sounds very awkward and ugly and unnatural. That's why I say present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, future perfect continuous, future continuous. For these 4 subtenses, we have there is no passive voice. Okay, only simple present, present continuous, present perfect. Simple past, past continuous, past perfect. Okay, simple future, future perfect. 3, 3, 6, 7, 8. So out of these 12, 8 subtenses only have what is that passive voice. Okay, right. Okay, now let us take the examples here. Okay, this point you understand, and now let us learn all of them. So here I am writing all of them here. Present simple present tense, present continuous tense, present perfect tense. Under present tense, 3 subtenses are there. These 3 subtenses have passive voice. Okay, under past tense, okay, simple past tense, right, and past continuous tense, then past perfect tense. These 3 have passive voice. Under future tense, simple future, and future continuous. So now the list is clearly given, and please keep this point in your mind, right? Note the subtenses that do not have passive voice, that do not have passive voice are as follows. I have already told you about this: present perfect continuous tense, PPC, and past perfect continuous tense, okay, future continuous tense, and future perfect continuous. And these four subtenses do not have passive voice. They do not have passive voice means if at all any sentence is in any one of them, that cannot be changed into passive voice. If at all you try to change that into passive voice, it looks, I have already told you, it looks very awkward and unnatural. That's why, so they do not have passive voice. Okay, leave it. And now let's go to the next one, subject. So one more important thing, all the what is the subjective case pronouns. Subjective case pronouns means I, we, you, he, she, they. All these are subjective case pronouns. So all the subjective case pronouns of the active voice must be turned into objective case pronouns in the passive voice. Okay, how? Let me give you this example. I, subjective case pronoun, must be turned into objective case pronoun. Okay, I should be turned into me, and then what is that? We into us, okay, and you into they, and he into him, and he into him, and then comes she into her. What is that? They into them. So please keep this point also in your mind, very, very important. Okay, please, now all the important points about active voice and passive voice, I think I have detailed to you very clearly. Now let us change the sentences from those 8 tenses into passive voice. Okay, present tense, under present tense only 3 tenses can be changed to passive voice. Now let me take up the first one. Simple present tense is there, right? And first of all, you see, all tenses are said to be in the active voice. All tenses are said to be in the passive voice because we begin the sentence with a subject. Okay, here that's why I think I say, the simple present tense is active voice. In the simple present tense, helping verbs are nil. No helping verbs are used. I hope you have a very good idea about the tenses. So if you have some idea about the tenses, now what I am teaching, you can easily understand. Okay, helping verbs are nil in this simple present tense, and main verb is, what is that? Base form. What is that? Main verb is what in this? Main verb. MV means main verb is the base form verb. Okay, main verb is the base form. So helping verbs nil, main verb base form. These two are the features of simple present tense. And when you change that simple present tense into passive voice, okay, if the object is singular, you have to use either am or is. If the object is plural, you have to use are. So simple present tense, no helping verbs, but the main verb is the base form. These are the two features of this. When you change such simple present into passive voice, if the object is singular, am or is you have to use. If the object is plural, are should be used. So under each tense, I am going to give you 4 examples. One for singular, one for plural object, singular object, plural object, one for pronoun, and one for negative. Okay, in this way, under every each and every subtense, I am going to give you 4 examples. You please follow them. I will go very quickly. What is that? Active voice. She knits sweaters. So third person. She knits sweaters. Okay, and now she knits what? Sweaters. This is the object. So this should be brought to the front position. Then what is that? Sweaters. And this is in the simple present, and this sentence is simple present. Then what should we use? It is, if the object is plural, we have to use are. If the object is singular, you should use is. Okay, but here it is plural, therefore you have used are. And knit should be turned into past participle PP. Whatever may be the verb here in the active voice, that must be turned into past participle form of it. Okay, knit, knitted, last one. So you have turned this knit into knitted. Afterwards, by the preposition, then she must be turned into her. I have already told you this. Subjective case pronoun should be turned into objective case pronoun in the passive voice. Okay, I have already, just now I have mentioned it, right? So sweaters are knitted by. I'm not going to give you the meaning of this sentence. Aame sweaterlanu allutadi. Sweaterlu aame cheta allabadutavi. Some badu. I don't want to give the meaning for each and everything, please. Now you go to the next example. The teacher solves the problem. So, okay, the teacher solves what? the problem object is, this is the object, and in the passive voice the problem will come to the front position. The problem, okay, the problem is in the singular number, the object is in the singular number, therefore is used. And immediately after writing the helping verb, what should you do? You must change the verb into past participle form. Solve, past participle is solved, so easy. After that, by preposition you have to use. After this, teacher, the subject should be, if it is a pronoun, that should be turned into the relevant what is that, objective case. But if at all there is any name or anything like this, you should use as it is. Teacher cannot be turned into lecturer, or lecturer cannot be turned into teacher, or something like that. So that should be as it is. The teacher, that cannot be changed. Only if there is a pronoun, subject case pronoun will be changed into objective case. That's all only. But other things cannot be changed. Okay, this is the, and you go to the third one, and here, they respect me very much. They respect me. They respect me. They respect what? Find out the object. They respect what? No. They respect whom? Me. In all these two examples, there is an answer for what. But in this, there is no answer for what. And here, they respect what? No. They respect whom? Me. Of course, this is only the object. The remaining part is not the object. Okay. So when me is there, you bring it to the front position. When this objective case pronoun comes to the subjective case, what happens? It becomes a subjective. When I is changed into passive voice, then it becomes objective case pronoun. Similarly, the objective case pronoun, when it comes to the front position, it becomes a subjective case pronoun. So I takes respected, okay, by them very much is the remaining sentence, very much. So I am respected by them very much. Okay. So here, how you have to do that, and I have already given you this one already. Okay. Here you can see that. So I am respected very much by them. So this remaining part can be used immediately after the verb or at the end of the sentence. You can say, I am respected by them very much. That's correct. I am respected very much by them. That is also correct. So the remaining part of the sentence can be used either immediately after the verb or at the end of the sentence. Okay. Please keep this point in your mind. Mohan does not type the letters very fast. The simple present tense is there. In this, helping verbs are not there. Therefore, we what is that? Borrow do and does to. So here, do, does we borrow as helping verbs, and that's why you find do not, okay, do not and does not. Whenever you find do not and does not, you must think it is simple present. So here, Mohan, third person singular, and third person singular means he, she, it, and it's relevant nouns. Okay, Mohan means he, Sheila means she, like that. So Mohan does not type the letters very fast. So here, this is the negative statement. And what is the object of the sentence? Mohan does not type what? The letters. Okay, letters. And here the letters, this is the object, we have to bring it to the front position. The letters, since the object is plural, we are using are, and since this sentence negative, we can say tone, and we have to use not immediately after the helping verb. Always not, the position of not is immediately beside the helping verb. Remember that always. So the letters are not, okay, not typed. Type becomes typed. It should be turned into PP, past participle form of the verb, and afterwards by, then Mohan, very fast. Here we are using at the end of the sentence. Here also you can say the letters are not typed very fast by Mohan. This remaining sentence can be used here or here. That doesn't make any big difference, and you only decide it according to the sentence, right? Number 2, present continuous tense. Okay, present continuous tense. What are its features? Okay, helping verbs am, is, are. Okay, main verb is what? Ing form verb. These are the 2 features of present continuous tense, right? Okay, and such present continuous, if you can change it into passive voice, what happens? If the object is singular, am being or is being is used. If the object is plural, are being is used. Very simple. This is the active voice, this is the passive voice. Okay, I'll give you some examples. Okay, very quickly. They are whitewashing the house. They are whitewashing what? The house. This is the object. Bring it to the front position in the passive voice. The house is being, the house is singular. Singular object means is being. Is being whitewashed. No, you have to use this one, and whitewashed should be turned into past participle form. Whitewashing, whitewashed, whitewashed. So whitewashed by them. That is there. And very simple. He is watering the plants. Okay. He is watering what? The plants. Plants is plural. This singular. One example with singular, one example with plural I am giving. There's no problem. So here plants are the, this object is there. It is in the plural number. And now let us bring it to the front position. Are being. Singular is being. Plural are being. Water becomes watered by him. He is turned into him. Okay. And then another example. She is supporting me. Okay. Here, what's that? Objective case pronoun is used. So when you bring it to the front position, that becomes I. I takes, you don't say I is or I are. Then what do you say? I am. So that's why, I am being, okay, support. After writing this helping verb, you must write the PP form of the verb given. What is that? Supporting. What is the PP form of supporting? Supported. Yes, by her. So it should be like this. Easy. So the same must be there here. Let me say. Okay, what is that? Okay, here it is given. I am being supported by her. And next, last example, what is that? We are not playing football. Not is the negative form. Okay, and what is that? Football. We are not playing what? Football. Football is brought to the front position. Football is singular. So therefore, we use is being. Okay, is being. So, but this not, the position of not is immediately beside the helping verb. This is there. That's why you cannot say is being not. That's wrong. Is not being. That's split. This is the real helping verb, not this one. So this is the real one, not this one. That's why not should always be used immediately beside the helping verb. Helping verb not. That's very important. So here football is not being played by us. So this is there. Now let's go to the next one. Third one, present perfect tense. Right. What are its features? Present perfect means active voice. What are its features? Helping verbs have. Okay. And main verb is what? Past participle form. These are the features of this present perfect tense, right? And now, if you want to change such a present perfect into passive voice, if the object is singular, has been must be used. If the object is plural, have been must be used. Okay, that's all. I'll give you this. If you can keep this, the method is the same. Mohan lost his purse. Mohan lost what? His purse. This is the singular object. Now, change it into the passive voice. His purse has been, singular, has been. Lost. Past participle is lost. So his purse has been lost by Mohan. That's that. And then comes plural example. They have boycotted the classes. They have boycotted what? The classes. So now this is the object. Bring it to the front position. The classes. See, plural object. Therefore, have been is used. And afterwards, boycotted. Past participle is boycotted. And then by, then they is turned into them. Okay. And that is there. Okay, we have felicitated him. And one example with what is that? An objective case pronoun. We have felicitated him. We have felicitated what? No answer. We have felicitated whom? Him. Okay. Now him is there. When this him is brought before this verb, then that becomes he. If it goes after the verb, that becomes him. If it is comes what is that? Crossing this verb, it becomes he. Like that. Okay, and he is singular. That means has been felicitated. Okay, by us. That is that. Last example, and here she has not evaded the taxes. Negative statement. Okay, and here she has not evaded what? The taxes. A taxes plural. Have been should be used, but not must always be used immediately beside the helping verb. Have not been evaded by her. So in this way, the method is the same. Whichever the tense you take, the method is the same. Only the thing you want to learn is what should be used if the object is singular and if the object is plural. That thing only you have to learn, and all things are the same. Okay. Past tense is there. The first one is simple past tense. What are its features? Helping verb nil. Okay. And main verb is past tense form. These are the two features of simple past tense. These are the two features, qualities of simple past tense. And when you change such a simple past tense into passive voice, what happens if the object is singular? Was is used. If the object is plural, were is used. Very simple. You have to keep this point in your mind. And now I'll give you some examples to make you understand. He killed a snake. He killed what? A snake. Snake is a singular object. Bring it to the front position. A snake. Singular means was. Killed. Method is the same. And afterwards preposition by, and then him. A snake was killed by him. And then you go to the next one. The dacoits looted the villages. Okay. The dacoits looted what? The villages, plural object. And bring it to the front position. The villages, plural. The object is plural. What should we use? Were. So were is used here. The villages were looted by the dacoits. Okay. And you go to the next. Shilpa helped them. Here one objective case pronoun is being used. Okay. Shilpa helped them. Shilpa helped what? No answer. Shilpa helped whom? Them. So here them is the objective case pronoun. Okay. And here if you bring that crossing this verb, then that becomes they. If that goes that side, crossing the verb, that becomes them. Them into they into them, something like that. Okay. And now the thing is they. They is the plural one. That's why they were helped by Shilpa. It is simple. And negative, they did not. You know very well in the simple past tense also there are no helping verbs, and therefore we borrow did as a helping verb to form the questions. And here what is that? Did or did not? Didn't. Okay. Did not. Okay. Encourage the poor girl. They did not encourage the poor girl. What is that? They did not encourage whom? The poor girl. The poor girl was not encouraged by. So after this, poor girl is singular, and therefore was, after that not, and that's all. So step by step you change the sentence into passive voice. Very easy. Past continuous tense. What are its features? Yes, helping verbs was, were, right? And main verb is ing form. In all the continuous tenses, remember the main verb is always the continuous tense or ing form verb. Okay. In the perfect tenses, always the main verb is the past participle form. Of course, the helping verbs may be changing, but the main verb is always the past participle form. In all the perfect tenses, we have three perfect tenses: present perfect tense, past perfect tense, future perfect tense. And in all the continuous tenses, the main verb is what is that? Only the ing form verb. And here, if you change this past continuous into passive voice, what should we do? If the object is singular, was being should be used. If the object is plural, were being should be used. Okay, that's very important. And here, let us take one singular example. She was painting a picture. She was painting what? A picture. Singular object. Singular object means was being must be used here. Okay, a picture was being, painting should be turned into pp or painted by her. Okay, they were plowing the fields. Okay, they were plowing what? The fields. Okay, and the fields were being plowed by them. And one more, the vendor was not selling mangoes. Okay, the vendor was not selling. Negative statement is given. The vendor was not selling mangoes. Not selling what? Mangoes. Mangoes is the object. Bring it to the front position. Mangoes were not, were being. So were not being. Okay, because not is always used immediately beside the helping verb. Okay, sold by the vendor. And here, what is it? He was discouraging me from the beginning. He was discouraging. He was discouraging what? No answer. He was discouraging what? Me. So bring it to the front position. That becomes I. What is that? Okay. I was being discouraged by him from the beginning. Okay. Now you go to the past perfect tense. Past perfect tense is that. What are its features? What is that? Helping verb had. Main verb is what? Past participle form. These are the features of past perfect tense, right? Okay, these are these features, right? And here, when you change this past perfect into passive voice, if the object is singular, had been. If the object is plural, also had been. So only one helping verb is there. So one thing you can understand, when you change the continuous tense, only present continuous, past continuous only. Okay, these two continuous tenses can be changed into passive voice. So whenever you change it into passive voice, add being to the helping verb. Okay, that is the thing you have to do. When you change the perfect tense into passive voice, present perfect, past perfect, future perfect, you change, add been to the helping verb used in that particular perfect tense. Okay, for example, in the present perfect, have, has. Okay, and when you change it into passive voice, you have to say have been, has been. Past perfect, had is there, had been. Future perfect tense is there, shall have, will have. Shall have been, will have been, something like that. So in the perfect tense, you have to add been to the helping verb. In the continuous tense, you have to add being to the helping verb. That is the point. Keep such things in mind. Okay, and here you can understand the principal had suspended them. So object case is given. The principal had suspended what? No. Whom? Them. Now you come bring it to the front position. They had been. Had becomes had been, suspended by the principal. Very simple. And then the CM had attended the meeting. The CM had attended what? The meeting. Singular. What is that? The meeting had been attended by the CM, right? And here we had not visited the Jew, negative statement. The Jew had not been visited by us, okay? And then comes, I had helped her in the examination. I had helped her. I had helped what? No. I had helped whom? Her. This is the object. Bring it to the front position, that becomes she. She had been helped by me in the exam. So this is how you have to. Please watch this slide, all these slides again and again, so that you can have a very good idea about the, you can say, active voice and passive voice. Okay, right. Now, future tense, and the first one is simple future tense. And what are its features? Helping verbs are shall and will, and main verb is what? Base form verb. So these two are the features of simple future tense, right? And here, now, when you change it into passive voice, if the object is singular, will be, should be used. If the object is plural, will be. Whether the object is singular or plural, you have to use only will be. Right. And I'll give you some example. I shall help the poor. I shall help what? No answer. I shall help whom? The poor or persons. So bring it to the front position. Okay. The poor will be, whether the object is singular or plural. The poor means the poor people. It's the plural object. Even then we are using will be. For a singular object will be, for the plural object also will be. Okay. The poor will be helped by me. Right. And here, mother will feed the children. Mother will feed whom? The children. Okay, the children will be fed by mother. Feed, feeding, fed, fed forms. Fourth form, that is the PP, past participle form. And then the farmers will not grow paddy. Okay, negative statement. The paddy, they will not grow what? Paddy. This is the object. Bring it to the front position. Paddy will not be grown by the farmers. Okay, and then comes what is that? She will always support them. She will always support whom? Them, objective case. Now bring it to the front position, that becomes they. They will always be supported. This always is always, should be always used beside the helping verb. Certain adverbs are supposed to be used immediately beside the helping verb. Even not is also an adverb. It is used immediately beside the helping verb. Always, usually, generally. Some certain adverbs are there that are to be used always immediately beside the helping verb, because then they look so nice and all that. They look very relevant. Okay, they will always be supported. You cannot say they will be supported always by her. No, not. They will always be supported by her. It is there. Future perfect tense is there. Okay, future perfect tense. And what are the features of future perfect tense? Shall have, will have. Okay, and the main verb is past participle. Okay, PP. Right, these two are the features of past perfect tense. And here, when you change this, into passive voice, if the object is singular or plural, we have to use what is that? Will have been, will have been. Whether the object is singular or plural, we have to use only will have been. And let us take one example. They will have posted the letters, plural object. They will have posted what? The letters. Okay, bring it to the front position. The letters will have been posted. Okay, the letter will have been posted by them. Okay, it's there, right. And then comes, he will have visited the film city. Okay, have visited. Film city is the, what is a singular object. Okay, bring it to the front position. The film city will have been visited by him. Okay, she will have encouraged us. Objective case. So when we bring this as it to the front position, we shall have been, because when this is we have to use shall. Okay, that's why whenever this is the subject here, you have to say we shall have been encouraged by her. Okay, right. And the remaining things are the same. He will not have visited the film city. Okay, and not is there. Okay, the film city will not have been, will have been, but when there is not, will not have been visited by him. So in this way it is there. So in this way we can change 8 subtenses into passive voice. And so far you have seen how to change these 8 subtenses into passive voice. Please remember, I have mentioned both of them. It's the features of the tenses, and when you change them into passive voice, what to use if the object is singular and if the object is plural. Okay, all these things I have mentioned under each subtense. Please watch these slides again and again, so that you can have a very good command of these things, right? changing sentences with modal auxiliaries. Very simple. Modal auxiliaries means what is that? Should do, would do, can, could, may, might, must. These are only modal auxiliaries. So when the modal auxiliaries are given in the active voice, when you change them into passive voice, just add be to them, that's all. Okay, here I have very simple things. I am not going to explain all the examples. You can watch that because you are all grown up and active. Would, should, may, might, can, could, must. When they are in the active voice, okay, what should you do? Would be, would becomes would be, should become should be, may be, can, might be, can be, could be, must be. That's all. Very simple. Direct, no problem. Come on, I'll give you some examples to make you understand that he would pay the fees. He would pay what? The fees. Okay, bring it to the front position. The fees would becomes would be paid by him. That's all the things are the just the same. Okay, they should do the homework. Okay, yes, the homework should be done. Should become should be. That's all. The rest of the method is the same. She may pick the flowers. The flowers may be picked. May pick, may be picked. Okay, right? And she can speak Spanish. Can. Okay, she can speak what? Spanish. Spanish can be spoken by her. Okay, they must answer the questions. Must. What is that? The questions must be answered. So this is how you have to change the modal auxiliaries into passive voice. Very simple, very interesting. Right. Sentences with double objects. This is another important aspect. Okay, sentences with double objects. So already I have told you about the double object. Certain what is that? Transitive verbs take two objects after them. Most of the transitive verbs take only one object after them, but certain verbs, transitive verbs, take two objects after them. When two objects are given, how to change them into passive voice? That's only the problem, right? The rules are the same, but only the system changes. Let us see that word order. Subject, verb, indirect object is always used at first. Immediately after the verb, there will be the indirect object. Then only the direct object. Okay, this is the word order in the sentence with the double objects, right? And now when you change this into passive voice, direct object, helping verb plus PP, these all together. Two are for optional, two are for indirect object. With the indirect object, you must use either to or for, afterwards by, afterwards that, plus etc. If there is any etc, you have to. This is the word order. Please read that. Try to understand this. I'll give you one example to make you understand this. Okay, if at all you take this indirect object first, if you take the direct object like this, no. So what happens when you take the indirect object here? What is that? Helping verbs, past participle. Direct object is there, by and subject. That is all there. If you take this direct object, taking this direct object, you can change it into passive voice. Taking this indirect object also, you can change it into passive voice, right? Okay. She tells me a story. She tells, this is in the simple present tense, you understand that? She tells what? A story, direct object. She tells whom? A story, whom? To whom? To me. And you take it to the front position, a story. Simple present, is or are. If the object is singular, is. If the object is plural, are. That's all. A story is singular. That's why a story is. Told. This must be used here. Told to me. You can use to or not, if necessary. A story is told to me. Correct. A story is told me. That's also correct. But you can use either to. You need not also use that. A story is told to me by her. And now you take this indirect object. When this indirect object, what's that? Me comes to the front position, that becomes I. I takes the helping word am. I am told a story. When you begin the sentence with indirect object, the direct object should be put immediately beside the verb and without any change. I am told a story by her. So when you take the direct object and change it into passive voice, only if the change is you write the indirect object after the PP, past participle verb, either using to or without using to. Okay, a story is told to me is correct. A story is told to me is also correct. But if whatever you can say, and by her common. Okay, and here when you change it into passive voice using the indirect object, I am told, direct object. After, where should we use the direct object? Immediately beside the verb. Okay, I am told a story by her. So this is there, right? A story is told to me by her. I am told a story by her. Using the indirect object is a direct object. Please watch this again and again. Now you go to the next one. Second example, they have paid him the bill. They have paid what? The bill, direct object. They have paid the bill to whom? To him, indirect object. You can change it in two ways. The bill, now you have taken the direct object. The bill has been, it is the present perfect, therefore has been paid to him by them, correct? He has been, using this indirect object, he has been paid the bill by them, correct? Okay. She will teach them English. Teach what? English, direct object. She will teach English to whom? Them, indirect object. Either way you can change it. What is that? Yes, English, simple future, will be taught them or to them by her. Taught them or taught to them by her. Okay, it is there, right? And the next, what is that? They will be taught English by her. So it's there. You can observe that. They lent him some money. They lent what? Some money, direct object. They lent some money to whom? To him, indirect object. Now you can do that. What is that? Some money is in the simple past was lent him by them. Lent to him also you can say. You can say to him or simply him. It's optional. Okay, and then he was lent some money by them. That's also there. Another example, he will give you the instructions. He will give you what? The instructions, direct object. He will give the instruction to whom? To you, indirect object. Come on, use it in this. The instructions will be given you, okay, by them. The instructions will be given you. Of course, it is not sounding, you can say, natural. That's why you had better use you too. The instructions will be given to you. It's looking nice now. Okay, so you just say that, and you can say listen to it in your mind. If it sounds well, it's okay. If it doesn't sound well, for example, the instructions will be given you, it's not sounding well. That's why you had better say the instruction will be given to you. To you is correct. So that's why if necessary you use to, otherwise you don't use to. That is the thing I am telling you. Okay, right. What is that? You will be given the instructions by them. So these are all the examples. Now let's go to the next important aspect. Changing questions. Changing questions. What is that? Verbal questions, yes, no questions. We have two kinds of questions. Verbal questions are there, and WH questions are there. How to change the how should change these questions? Okay, there are questions are of two types: verbal questions, WH questions. How to change them into passive voice? Now I am talking to you about the verbal questions or yes no questions. Verbal questions means the questions that begin with helping verbs. Okay, they are called verbal questions or yes no questions. Okay, right. And here you see that ordinary questions also. They begin with helping verbs like, what are the helping verbs? Am, is, or, was, or. These are called B forms. Okay, do, does, did. Okay, and then have, has, had. Okay, and then shall, should, will, would, can, could, may, might, must. These are all helping verbs. Any sentence that begins with any one of these helping verbs is called an ordinary question or a verbal question or an yes no question. An yes no question means the answer to that is always either yes or no. For example, is he a doctor? Is he a doctor? It's beginning with is. Is he a doctor? The answer is, what is that? Either yes or no. That's why the questions that begin with them are called verbal questions or yes no questions or ordinary questions. Okay, and how to change these ordinary questions into passive voice? Word order. You see that? Helping verb, subject, verb, object. This should be the thing. Okay, and how to change the sentence into an ordinary question. If you can understand the concept, you can easily understand this one. Okay, let me give you. He is a doctor. He is a doctor. It's a sentence, right? And here to change it into a question, it's called an assertive sentence. Ordinary sentence or assertive sentence. Technical name is assertive ordinary sentence, general English name. So when you change it into an interrogative sentence or a question, what should you do? Anytime throughout the English language, there is a rule. When you wish to change a sentence into a question, what should you do? You must take out the helping verb from that and put it at the beginning of the sentence. What is the helping verb used here? Is. Put it here at the beginning and rewrite the sentence. Is he a doctor? Question mark. He is a doctor. Is he a doctor? So just know you are changing he is into is he. The remaining sentence is the same. A doctor, a doctor. It is not changing. But just because of this, the whole sentence is called a question. Just put the helping verb at the beginning of the sentence and rewrite the remaining sentence. That becomes a question. So that's why helping verb subject. That's the question. Subject helping verb general ordinary sentence. Helping verb subject question. Right. And that's why this there. And helping verb object past participle by subject etc. And here you pay attention. Do they watch the Telugu serials? Do and does are borrowed, used in the simple present tense when to question that, to turn them into questions. Do and does. You know the tenses. If you don't know the tenses, I can't help it. Do and does are used in the simple present tense. Okay. Do they watch the Telugu serial? Now you find out the object. Do they watch what? The Telugu serials. This much is the object. Now bring it to the front position. So, when you change the simple present into passive voice, what should you use? Is or are. If the object is singular, is. If the object is plural, are. Okay. The same rule here also you have to say. But, this is the object. Before that object, you must use that helping verb. Or the Telugu serials. Because this is a question. That's why you must begin the question sentence with a helping verb. Or the Telugu serials watched by them. It's like that. And here you see that, does he pay the bill? Okay. Does he pay what? The bill. The bill. Okay. Bill is singular. And what do you say? Is. Okay. What should you do? Is the bill paid by him? Very simple. Is the bill. Because the bill is this. Do and does are the features of simple present tense. Did she sell flowers? Did means it is simple past tense. Okay. Remember that. The tenses. If you can know the tenses, you can do all these things very well. Did she sell flowers? Did she sell what? Flowers. This is the simple past. Simple past, when changed into simple passive voice, was or were should be used. You know that very well. Keep that point in mind. And that's why were flowers. Did she sell what? Flowers. Object. Okay. And object is plural. Therefore, what should you do? Were. Actually, if it is an ordinary sentence, you should have said flowers were. But since it is a question, you say, were flowers, reverse, sold by her, something like that. And now, is he watering the plants? Plants, please, plants. Not plants, please, plants. Okay, it's there, plants. Is he watering plants? Okay, here you see that, Yes, watering what? Plants. Are the plants being watered by him? Present continuous, or being is there. So, are, first you must use the helping verb, then object, then being, that's all. So, are the plants being watered by him? Okay, then was he cooking the meals? Past continuous. Cooking. Was he cooking what? The meals. Meals is singular. So, what is that? Was the meals, okay, was the meals being cooked by him? Okay. And then comes what is that? Has she won the prize? Present perfect tense. Has she won what? The prize. Okay. And here you see that, has the prize been won by her? Please, you can follow that. Had you done the homework? Past perfect tense. And when you change the past perfect into passive voice, had been is there. Present perfect, have been, has been. Past perfect, had been. Okay. Had in the active voice, had been in the passive voice. That's all. Right. Had you done the homework? Homework is singular. That's why you should say, had the homework been done by them. So this is there. How you have to change that. Right. Some more examples are given here for your convenience. Please follow them. Will they stage a dharna? This is in the simple future. Okay. What is that? What should you do then? Will a dharna be staged? Will simple future, when you change the simple future into passive voice, will be is used. Okay. Both for singular object or for plural object. So dharna is a singular object. So will object then be. That must be staged by them tomorrow. Like that. And here, can she solve the problem? Model auxiliary. Okay. And here, can the problem be solved by her? Right. And then comes what is that? You can easily follow that, please. Should he obey the rules? Should he obey what? The rules. Should becomes should be. Can becomes can be. Okay, but you have to write the helping verb, then object plus be. Please follow the word order and then do that. So should plus object plus be, then the remaining sentence. So should the object be obeyed by him, right? And like this, can he type the letter very fast? Can sentence is given. Okay, can the letter be typed very fast by him? Okay, it's there. And then comes must they take their permission? Must is there. Must should become must be in the passive voice. Okay, what is that? Must the permission be taken by them? So if you can watch this slide again and again, you understand that okay, how the sentences have been changed into passive voice. Okay, please watch this slide again and again. Right, WH questions are there. Okay, what is the WH question? So here, you try to understand me. He is going to college. This is a sentence. This is an assertive sentence, right? If you change it into an interrogative sentence means question. Then what do you do? What is that? This is there. Is he? He is right sentence. Is he? Question. And going to college? Going to college. That is the same. That's why but for this the whole part is called the question. Actual question is only this. He is right sentence. Is he? Question. The remaining sentence is not the question, but for this, the whole sentence is called the question. So whatever it is. So after turning a sentence into a question, you can use the WH words. Why? Why is he going to college? Yes. When is he going to college? How is he going to college? So any WH word you can use, I can say meaningfully. Why is he going to college? When is he going to college? How is he going to college? How often mean enisarlu. How often is he going to college? Okay, yes, all these questions. So whenever these WH words are used before that becomes a WH question. Then how to change these WH questions into passive voice? Okay, now let's go to the examples. Changing the sentence beginning with WH words. These are all the WH words. Okay, that, what, whose, which, how, why, where, when, how long, how far, how often, how many, etc. These are all WH words. And word order is there. What is the word order here? WH word plus helping verb, subject, verb, object. Subject, verb, object is the sentence. If you change it to ordinary question, WH question. So are you following me? If that is there, subject, verb, object, that is the right sentence. If you put the helping verb before that becomes an ordinary question. If you put the WH word before that becomes a WH question. That's all. And here that's the word order. And now WH word as it is, helping verb as it is, sub object. This helping verb depends on the object. If the object is singular, helping verb should be singular. If the object is plural, helping verb should be plural. So helping verb, object, past participle form, by, subject, etc. Please keep this word order in your mind. You can easily understand that. And now let's go to one examples. Okay, why do they ring the bell? Why do they? When you find do and does, you must think it is a it is simple present tense. When you change this simple present into passive voice, you must use what? Is or are according to the object. Okay, right. Why? What is that? Why do they ring what? The bells. Bells is plural subject. That's object, plural object. So then you say why are the bells? Why is common. Forget about this. Why? So now, just as you have changed the ordinary question into what's that, passive voice, similarly you change it. Afterwards you add this WH word. Then it becomes a WH question. Okay, right. Why are the bells rung? Ring past participle rung. Why are the bells rung by them? Like that. Few more examples are given here. When does she cook the biryani? Does, simple present. So cook what? The biryani. Singular subject. Singular subject means is should be used. So here when, forget about this. Now how did you change the ordinary question into passive voice? Now you change accordingly. So how do you change it? So is the biryani singular, that's why is used. The biryani is cooked by her. This is that. Is the biryani cooked by her? Okay. Now you just use it. When When is the biryani cooked by her? Question. So simply, so all those things are like that. Please, you go to the things like that. When is biryani cooked by her? Like, where have they buried the treasure? Past, present, perfect. So what is that? Where has the treasure been buried by them? Okay. And then comes how long will he water the plants? How long? You forget about these WH words. And how do you change it into passive voice? So in the same way, then just add it. How long will the plants be watered? If you know how to change the ordinary sentences into ordinary questions into passive voice, you can change as you, like that, here also. And afterwards, add this WH word. That's all. How often will they visit this temple? How often will the temple be visited by them? Same, only you have to change them. Why have they boycotted the classes? Okay, boycotted what? The classes. So this is present perfect. Then when you change the present perfect into passive voice, have been, has been. So plural object, have been. So have the classes been boycotted by them? Have the classes been boycotted them? No, here you add this have, then you add it. How why have the classes been boycotted by them? So that's why, when you know how to change the ordinary question into passive voice. First you change it like this, afterwards you add this one, that itself is enough. Similarly, other things are also like that, please. Okay, and then where will they grow paddy? Okay, where will paddy be grown by them? Easy. How can they solve the problem? How can the problem be solved by them? Why should you pay the taxes? Why should the taxes be paid by you? So it's all like that. WH who questions are there? Who? And the word who in the active voice should be changed into by whom. This is an important aspect from the examination point of view. And here you see that who wrote the Gitanjali, popular example. Okay, that's why I have given who should be turned into what is that by whom. Okay, what is that by whom? And this is the simple past tense. Who should be turned by whom? And wrote the Gitanjali. Wrote what? The Gitanjali. So this is the simple past tense. Okay, and in the simple past, what happens when you change the simple past into passive voice? You should use was or were according to the object. If the object is singular, was. If the object is plural, were. So was the Gitanjali written? So by whom was the Gitanjali written? Like that. And here, who has broken the chain? And here, very simple. By whom has the chain? Has object been broken? Who will answer this question? And you say, by whom will this question be answered? Very simple. Okay. Fifth one, sentences with verbs followed by prepositions. So here I am going to talk to you about the verbs followed by prepositions. Okay, here sometimes what happens now, verbs are followed by certain prepositions. So you should not separate them from the main verb. You must take or you must include even those prepositions as a part and parcel of that verb. Okay, that's very important. But some students will leave off those you can say prepositions, and that should not be the right one. So whenever a verb is used with a preposition, you must take it together. So that's why subject, verb plus preposition, object. Okay, and that's there. That object plus here, etc. Okay, let's. So when that is the case, object, bring it to the object. Helping verb, okay. Past participle, okay. These three things are the same everywhere. Okay. After writing PP, whatever the preposition is used, you have to add to that verb. You write immediately beside that PP or verb. Okay. After by, and that's all. That's simple. Okay. Here I am giving you the CBI inquired into the case. Inquired into, it's a verb. Only inquired is not the verb. Inquired into is the verb. Okay. So here same is the procedure or same is the method. The inquired into what? The case. The case, simple past tense, was inquired into by the CBI. And then what is that? They will look into this. Look into is the verb. Okay, simple. They will look into what? Your case. Your case should be brought to them. And this is simple future. Therefore, will be is used. Look into becomes looked into. Yes, by them. Okay. The principal presided over the meeting. The principal presided what? Presided over what? The meeting. Okay. The meeting was presided over by the principal. Simple past tense. ప్రిన్సిపాల్ మీటింగ్ కు అధ్యక్షత వహించాడు. మీటింగ్ ప్రిన్సిపాల్ చేత అధ్యక్షత వహించబడినది బడుదాతు. సో ఐఎమ్ నాట్ గివింగ్ ద తెలుగు మీనింగ్ ఫర్ ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్, సో ప్లీజ్ ట్రై టు అండర్స్టాండ్ దట్. You are well grown up to understand the meaning of that. Okay. They have objected to my proposal. Objected to is the verb, present perfect. My proposal has been objected to by them. Okay, you can use it or not. You must work for success. You must work for success. What is that? Passive voice. Success must be worked for by you. I need not say. Success must be worked for. When it is in the active voice, it is particular. You must work for success. When you change it into passive voice, it has become universal. Only by you. It's success must be worked for only by you or by him or by them. You should not say success must be worked for whoever it is. Whoever it is, success must be worked for. I must work for success. You must work for success. She must work for success. Everybody must work for success. That's why now when it is in the active voice, it is particular. When it is changed into passive voice, it has become universal. That's why here by you, by him, by her should not be mentioned, right? And then go to the next one, please. What is that last? Usually the following verbs that first take a preposition and then the object. So generally the verbs that take a preposition after them, the list is given here. You just see that. Look at, look down upon. Look at mean చూడడం. Look at the picture. Okay. Look down upon. నీచముగా చూడడం. Don't look down upon the poor. Okay. Smile at, mock at, వెక్కిరించడం, చిరునవ్వు చిందడం. I don't want to give them a travel by, came on, it should be come on. Take for, written in. Okay. And look after, ఆలన పాలన చూసుకోవడం. Look into, పరిశీలించడం. Laugh at, ఎగతాళి చేయడం. Ride at, okay, riding చేయడం. Okay. Fire at, driven by, sing to, ignorant of. Okay, sorry, this is not the verb at all, so wrong, please. Bring up, preside over, pull up, pull down. Pull up means తిట్టడం. He pulled me up, నన్ను తిట్టాడు. Pull down means పడగొట్టడం. They are pulling down the house. Pull up తిట్టడం, pull down అంటే కూలగొట్టడం. So it's all like that, they are bring up and పెంచడం. So these are all the general. I have given a small list of these verbs that follow, that take an object, a preposition after them, right? Vague or unknown subjects. Okay, this is also an important aspect. What is that? Sometimes some subjects remain vague or unknown. So whenever the subjects are vague or unnecessary or unknown, you must leave them off in the passive voice. That's very important. So here people is there, one, someone, somebody, no one. These subjects you please pay very good attention to them. In the passive voice, you should not again express them by using the preposition by. People, by people in the passive voice, generally we say by him, by her, by the teacher. We express the subject by using the preposition by. But these words should not be expressed in the passive voice by using by. Okay, right. And here you pay attention. People speak Hindi all over northern India. Prajalu northern India antata Hindi మాట్లాడతారు. Okay, here what is that? People speak what? Hindi. This is only the object. Now bring it to the front. People, Hindi is spoken all over northern India by people. See, if I say by people, what happens? That's meaningless. హిందీ నార్థర్న్ ఇండియా అంతటా మాట్లాడబడుతుంది. ప్రజల చేత అన్నం అనుకోండి, మరి మాట్లాడబడేది ప్రజలే కదా. ప్రజల చేత అనడం బాగా, ప్రజలు మాట్లాడతారు అంటే బాగుంది, కానీ ప్రజల చేత అనడం మళ్ళీ బాగలేదు. ఇట్స్ లుకింగ్ ఆక్వర్డ్, అన్యాచురల్. ఇగో నార్థర్న్ ఇండియా అంతటా హిందీ ప్రజల చేత మాట్లాడబడుతుంది అంటే మాట్లాడేదే ప్రజలు కదా, ఇక ప్రజల చేత అనడం బాగలేదు. అందుకే దట్స్ వై దిస్ ఇస్ డ్రాప్డ్ జనరల్లీ, రైట్. సో వన్ షుడ్ రెస్పెక్ట్ ద ఎల్డర్స్. ఒకడు పెద్దలను గౌరవించవలను. ఓకే, ది ఎల్డర్ షుడ్ బి రెస్పెక్టెడ్. పెద్దలు గౌరవించబడవలే. ఒకని చేత, నాట్ నెసరీ. దట్స్ వై యు కెనాట్ సే బై వన్. సంబడి హ్యాస్ ఓపెన్ ద డోర్. ఎవరో తలుపు తెరిచారు. ఇప్పుడు ఎవడో సబ్జెక్టే తెలియదు అప్పుడు. దట్స్ వై వెన్ యూ చేంజ్ ఇట్ ఇంటూ పాసివ్ వాయిస్, ద డోర్ హ్యాస్ బీన్ ఓపెన్డ్ బై సంబడి, యూ షుడ్ నాట్ సే ఎవడి చేతనో, నాట్ నెసెసరీ. తెరవబడదంటేనే ఎవడి చేతనో. When it is there, the door has been opened means by somebody automatically. Okay, then we sell milk here. మేము ఇక్కడ పాలు అమ్ముతాము. That's okay. But in the active voice, it's okay. But so what we sell, what? Milk. Milk is sold. Simple present tense. That's why easy. Milk is sold here. ఇక్కడ పాలు అమ్మబడతవి. By us, you should not say. అంటే మేము పాలు అమ్ముతాము, ఇట్స్ ఓకే, రైట్? కానీ ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ఇన్ ద ప్యాసివ్ వాయిస్, మిల్క్ ఈజ్ సోల్డ్ హియర్ బై అస్. ఇగో పాలు ఇక్కడ మా చేత అమ్మబడతాయి. దుకాణం పెట్టిందే నువ్వైతే, ఇక నువ్వు అమ్మకపోతే పక్కోడు వచ్చి అమ్ముతాడా? దేర్ ఫోర్ ఇది అనడం దట్స్ మీనింగ్లెస్, రైట్? వన్ మోర్ లాస్ట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. నో వన్ పెయిడ్ ద టర్మ్ ఫీజ్. ఎవరు? నో వన్ నెగటివ్. ఇది ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ ఈస్ అన్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఆస్పెక్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ ద ఎగ్జామినేషన్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూ. When no one sentence is given, you have to say by anyone. The term fees was not paid by anyone. You cannot say by no one. The term fees, no one paid what? The term fees. The term fees is the object. Simple past, therefore was. The term fees was not paid by anyone. When no one is given in the active voice, and that should be mentioned in the passive voice by anyone. So it's like that. Dear test takers, thank you so much for watching this video. It's a very, very important video. Please watch it again and again. And it seems some of you are not watching it carefully. If you can watch it carefully, you understand how easy it is for you to change the active voice sentences into passive voice. So please, I request all of you to watch this video again and again. And please consider subscribing to my channel so that you can get all other notifications as and when new videos are uploaded, you will be informed of them. Okay, and you also share this video with your near and dear ones. And with the part 2 video, I'll be back to you. Until then, bye. See you, all of you. Right.